Let's talk about drippers or emitters. We're going to have a valve here that's going to have the drippers on to water the shrubs. Now, one thing we did, we already decided we're going to put a PVC drip system here because that's what the homeowner wanted. You can also do this out of poly, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's first talk about our PVC drip system and how we design it. We still use our piping chart, knowing that we're going to be using 3/4 inch pipe. We're also going to install a 3/4 inch valve for this. Now, one of the valve that we're going to use here is that we try to use on our drip systems, and sometimes you need them and sometimes you don't, but it's important to know what is the minimum flow of the valve that it's going to operate at. The one we're going to use here is the DV valve made by Rainbird. It'll activate and operate fine at 0.2 gallons per minute. That's down to 12 gallons per hour. Now, you hear me talking about per hour. When you're thinking of drip systems, you need to think in per hour because that's the way they're gauged. They're not gauged per minute like a bubbler is. They're gauged per hour. So you think about, we have to get a mindset a little bit different in the design now. We got to think about how many gallons per hour we have available. So we've decided we have to use is 10 gallons per minute. Now that's what we're using for each one of our zones. Now it's also what the maximum flow rate that we use on our 3/4 inch pipe. So at 10 gallons per minute times 60, that's 600 gallons per hour that we can distribute up with our drippers or our emitters on our job. So what we've done, we've determined how many plants that we have available and how many shrubs and how many ground cover and how many trees. Now what we've got here is we wanted to add these all up. So we're going to go through here now and add up how many 1 gallon emitters we're going to use, how many 2 gallon emitters, and then we also have a couple trees that we didn't pick up on the bubbler system that we decided, since there's only a couple trees left, that we're going to put these on with our drip irrigation system, and we're going to put adjustable drippers on. Now one of the things when you use adjustable drippers, the type that we're going to use here, they adjust up to like 12 gallons per hour. So you want to use the maximum that you can adjust them up to in our design. So let's take a look and count how many shrubs we have and how much ground cover that we have so we know how we're going to design this. We have 11 plants that are going to be ground cover, the homeowner told us, we've designed on our plan. And we have 50 plants that are going to be shrubs. Now remember, some of the shrubs are already existing, the homeowners planted, and with those and what we're adding, they're going to end up with 50 shrubs altogether and 3 trees. So what we want to do is on the ground cover, we want to put a 1 gallon per hour. So we're going to add those up. We got 11 gallons per hour there for our ground cover. Now on our shrubs, we have 50 shrubs that we want to put 2 gallon per hour because they're a little larger, and we want to make sure that they get enough water, and when we set our run times, as the ground cover grows, we can increase the time. So if we set it starting now and we set our drip system on 1 hour run, we know that our ground covers will each get 1 gallon in that hour, and our shrubs will get 2 gallon. And that'll be fine. We can set that up, and as the shrubs grow and as the ground cover grows, we'll want to increase our time so that the ground covers would probably need 2 to 2.5 gallons. We can just increase the run time to do that. And the shrubs, as they grow, they're going to also need to be increased. So that's why we kind of do that on a small plant, we'll use a 1 gallon, and on a larger shrub, we want to use a 2 gallon for doing it. On our trees, remember, we're going to put adjustables. Now, the placement of our drippers is important too. On our adjustable drippers, we want to make sure we do not put them next to the trunk of the trees. We don't want all the feeder roots to be there so that we make that tree very unstable. We want it to be a very stable tree. So we want to make sure we put our adjustable emitters at the edge of the drip line or past the root ball of the way so that we can start promoting good tree growth of the roots. We want them to spread out and get a lot of stability for the trees so they don't blow over in the winds. So remember, on the adjustables we want to use is 12 gallons. So now we've got 11 1 gallons, so that's 11 gallons. We have 50 shrubs at 2 gallons, so that's 100. So that's 111 gallons. And now we have 3 trees that are going to be putting out 12. That's 36. So that's 147 gallons that we're having on our 3/4 inch valve. Now remember, because we have 10 gallons per minute we can use, that's 600 gallons. We're not even coming close to exceeding the capacity of our valve or our pipe. So this system will work fine, and it'll also be good for down the road if the homeowner wants to add some shrubs. We'll let him know how many gallons he has available. If he wants to add some plants and add some more to his drip system, this system will be good for this entire yard for probably as much as he needs to add.